What motivates people to give? More importantly, why do you give? Do you give to get, or do you give to live? Remember Acts 20:35? This familiar passage begs a question. Why? Why is it more blessed to give than to receive? Is it because giving warms your heart, makes you feel better about yourself? Or do you give because you think it obligates God to bless you with riches, status, and health, perhaps even a new Land Cruiser? I suspect there are as many reasons for giving as there are people. So let's build a model that casts some light on what motivates people to give. I start by introducing a pair of contrasting words, greedy and generous. A greedy person is, well, self-indulgent, continuously seeking recognition by accumulating and spending money, usually on themselves. Generally speaking, it's nearly impossible for a greedy person to give their time, money, and personal possessions. When they do give, it's usually for self-serving reasons, to gain personal admiration and recognition. On the other hand, giving is no big thing for a generous person. The giving of their time, talents, and treasures is natural, normal, even necessary. Their giving tends to be lavish, uninhibited, joyful, and spontaneous. After all, giving is what belonging to God is all about. It's what God's people do, how they live, how they roll. The second pair of contrasting words is me-centered and God-centered. The me-centered person is all about, well, me, me, me. This person is obsessively self-centered, self-absorbed, and self-glorifying. There is but one ultimate goal, the relentless pursuit of her or his own majesty, greatness, and glory. Getting is much more desirable than giving. The God-centered person has but one compelling and passionate goal, God's magnificence, preeminence, and grandeur, to fill the earth with the glory of God. So let's add these lines to this model and explore some fascinating dynamics about giving. What word comes to mind if we connect me-centered to selfish? The word that comes to my mind is idolatry. The idolatrous person exhibits a disproportionate, even unhealthy devotion to me, mine, and more. They possess an inflated sense of their own importance, characterized by a deep need for excessive attention and admiration. They become their own idol, which they worship. They tend to be selfish and stingy. Giving, for the most part, is painful, generally non-existent. What word comes to your mind when we connect me-centered with generous? The word that comes to my mind is philanthropic. Interestingly, the philanthropic person possesses a strong sense of justice and mercy toward widows, orphans, the poor, the persecuted, the environment, and others. They even give to these kinds of causes. However, their giving is accompanied with feelings of sacrifice, cost, pain, and loss. They don't really give, they donate. They donate to purchase a reputation. There are strings attached. We say their motives for giving are nefarious, self-serving. They like to see their name on buildings, plaques, bricks, and in the newspapers. What word comes to your mind when we connect greedy with God-centered? The word that comes to my mind is religious. This is an intriguing combination. This person says that she or he is giving to God or to the church, but in reality, their giving is not God-centered. Giving is a pietistic, legalistic duty. Giving is conditional, not from the heart. Giving is a me-centered attempt to coerce God into blessing them with health and material blessings. Might this not be the root cause of the so-called prosperity gospel? Their giving is often accompanied with a condescending attitude toward others. Often you'll hear comments like, "I paid my tithe. Look how spiritual I am." What word comes to your mind if we connect generous with God-centered? The word that comes to my mind is worship. Worship is an incredibly illustrative word. Worship happens when one is gripped by the supreme sacrifice of Christ. John Piper calls this the white-hot worship of the living God. One delights in Christ because he delights in me. One's motivation for giving changes. Giving becomes selfless. There's no sense of loss, pain, or sacrifice. Rather, giving is accompanied by peace, joy, and white-hot worship. Giving becomes natural, normal, even necessary. Giving is no big thing. It's simply what belonging to God is all about. Well, where do you fit in this model? Are you an idolatrous giver, devoted to me, mine, and more? Or are you a philanthropic giver? Do you donate, but don't really give? Are you a pietistic, legalistic giver? Or are you a worshipful giver, singularly focused on the white-hot worship of the living God through your giving? It's true. It is more blessed to give than receive, for giving fills the earth with the glory of God. Giving causes others to break out into the white-hot, passionate worship of the living, loving God. Giving is redemptive participation in God's eternal plan to renew, to restore His broken creation, His garden of delight. How might you model the grace of giving to your family or to your congregation? To Christ.